hotel as hopefully one of the most environmentally responsible as well as luxurious hotel in London. Because to me, I'm about trying to change the perception of a luxury hotel being, if you like, green at the same time, and that there is no compromise to our guests. So that was what I was doing during the closure, and I'm very happy to say that we have launched a number of wonderful programs here, including our new Element Stay package for eco-minded guests who can enjoy 5-star luxury and enjoy different elements, which includes the Green Butler, for example, or a sustainable walk with a wonderful company, Context Tours, and enjoy the organic menus that our chef delights in putting together. Yeah. I can remember the day I was told if you could just go down to the Abraham Lincoln room, there's some items in there that we'd like you to try and donate to charity. And I stood there on my own, facing this enormous room, full to the rafters, as they say, with everything from babies' cots to plates to cereal dispensers, alarm clocks ticking away, hangers. And I just thought, my goodness, where am I going to start? But at that point we had quite an extensive list of charities that we were already supporting. So literally got on the phone to them, told them what I had, and then we had about a week to 2 weeks of coming in and taking and hopefully going to good causes. For example, the cots we dismantled and went to social services. We had items going to the Children's Scrap Project, St Mungo's, the homeless shelters, Crisis, the sheets, the blankets, the towels, all sorts. We did clear every single item from that room went to a good cause.
And one of the other social things you're doing here is, of course, the herb garden you've got in Embankment Gardens.
Yes,
so
yes.
Tell me about that.
Well, unfortunately here we don't have any accessible area to grow our own produce. It was something I was always very keen to do. I wanted to bring in our own produce into the menu. So I approached Embankment Gardens, Westminster Embankment Gardens, who are just at the back of our hotel here, and they were delighted that I approached them. It was also something they were looking to do, to give over an area within the gardens that was underutilised, and give it over to somebody, an organisation like us who wanted to try and grow produce. So we have a lovely circular raised plot in the gardens where we grow, I think it's about 18 different herbs now, which are being used in our culinary dishes and actually in our cocktails. The idea though, moving forward, something I really do want to progress, is there's another area of land right next to it. The Embankment Gardens actually run small horticultural programs with children in different parts around London. I'm very, very keen that we bring in some schools to develop this extra bit of land, to introduce them to the idea of horticulture and how you grow the herbs and the produce and the peppers. And then what would be wonderful is if we can have it that the children come into the hotel, into the kitchens here with our chefs for a day and use the produce and learn how to cook with them. It was built to accommodate an audience, if you like, who were attending the Savoy Theatre, but it was absolutely fundamental at the time that it was to showcase everything that was new at the time. We were the first hotel to have electric lighting, first hotel to have moving elevators, first time that guests could have running hot and cold water in their rooms. So yes, at the time it was the sort of the destination and reflecting responsible travel of the time. And all these years later, I suppose we're beginning a new chapter where we're having a different range of firsts, but in a more sustainable way, in a more environmentally friendly way. And I'm glad to be part of that, of course, yes.
And you're making a link to the past by having photographs of famous people, famous celebrities, in fact, that have stayed in every single room in the Savoy?
Yes, you know, you may have heard of the Savoy, but how much of the history do you really know? And one of the projects I was involved in during the closure was to look back through the history of the hotel and the people who've stayed here, whether they were sort of Hollywood movie stars or whether they were inventors or pioneers, aviation pioneers, and to try and find a photograph of them and then try and add a little bit of a passage of text to explain what they were actually doing here. So there's a photograph in every single guest room of a different, well-known at the time person who's ever stayed here, right back from 1889 up to almost to the present day.
So that's making
so bringing the history actually into the room, so that the guests can actually reflect on that as well.
So that's the Savoy's cultural heritage as well, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
What about the future? What are your plans? What's your vision for the future and the green future of the Savoy?
Green future. Well, I see a growing demand in guests who have a conscience, if you like, and I hope to drive the Savoy forward to accommodate their desires and their wishes, but in a luxurious way. I've got lots of little projects up my sleeve. I love a challenge. I'm always seeking to try and find solutions to issues that people might not have thought of before. One of the things I'm working on, for example, is what are we going to do with the soap bars? You know, it's not something I want going into the landfill. Maybe the guests would like to take it home at the end of the day, but actually that's quite a good project to be working on at the moment, and the food waste to energy and all the rest of it. So I'm moving the Savoy's chapter forwards, trying to keep it enjoying the first of things, trying to lead by example, I think, and to change perceptions that you can be luxurious but you can be green at the same time.
Cutting edge forever. Thank you very much indeed.
You're very welcome.